All right, here we go. We are live, and it says an excellent connection. I'm very happy about that. Who doesn't like excellent connections? Well, if you're looking to create a dating website, that'd be a great name for a website. So if you use it, don't forget my royalties if it does great success. Well, my name is Chris, and this is We Love Comics, and I have part two of my three-part set of deals I made at about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, thanks to my cats fighting and waking me up. Looked on eBay, newly listed comics, bought them all at pretty much at the same time. It was three separate auctions, but bought them all that night. And for some reason, the seller put them in three separate boxes. Even though they mailed them all at the same time, they arrived at different dates. The other one supposedly was supposed to come today, is going to be arriving tomorrow. I may or may not do a video tomorrow. I'm not sure. I got a lot of things I got to do, but it'll be there eventually. So I just want to remind people that the comic book auction that I did last Sunday, you still have time to watch that video or watch the updated video of all the comics that are left, minus two of them, which I've mentioned in other videos, but you can always contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. But you have until this coming Sunday, which is the 10th of August, 2025, until 11:59 p.m. to message me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and make an offer on any of the remaining comics. Now, I've had a couple of people message me with inquiry saying they're interested, and some even made offers, which I emailed them back saying I would accept those fair offers, only to not hear from them again. So again, you have until Sunday to do it. If you don't, then you miss out. And anybody that contacts me after Sunday, those books will no longer be for sale unless somebody offers a price that I cannot refuse. So, I mean, if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. If you don't want to do that, you can contact me by Sunday. Let's give a shout out to my paid Patreon members. If you want to get your name up here and shout it out every video, you can join patreon.com/we love comics. Any amount you contribute helps towards me doing the content that you love. And like I always say, 95% of the contributions go towards helping all the stray animals that I take care of, medicines, vet bills, food, water, all that wonderful stuff. But there's something new for my Patreon members if you join. If you join and become a paid Patreon member, you now have early access to any future auctions that I do. Because anytime I do an auction, I usually announce it a week before with a sneak peek video. Now, my paid Patreon members get a week in advance to message me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, ask for the list of books that I'm going to be selling a week before the sneak peek video comes out. So you basically have 2 weeks before the auction to make an offer. And if I accept your offer, it never sees the light of day of the auction. So you don't have to worry about missing the auction, getting into a bidding war and spending more than you wanted to, or getting outbid to the point where you have to give up on the comic. So couple of people have actually wanted to get books, but somebody else claimed them. So it's an advantage of joining my Patreon. So shout out to Sith Lord, Michael B, Kevin W, Dan L, Herbert R, Annabelle N, Jason B, Kim N, Blessed, Joey S, Ashton H, which is our newest and latest member. On YouTube, shout out to Kendall Kid Comics. On Instagram, at ScottWU077. On Facebook, Stephen L. Turk, author, and Instagram at Silver Age Surfer _comics. So as you see with the last four, if instead of your name you want a link to one of your social networks or a website that you have, as long as it's suitable for all audiences, just let me know, and I have no problem with putting that instead. And we have 15 members, possibly 14 soon. We'll find out. I already explained about that yesterday, but nothing I can do about it. If we get to 20 paid members in any given month, there are giveaways. For every $2 you contribute to your We Love Comics Patreon account, you'll get one entry. Once we get to 20 paid members, we'll do a raffle. I'll mail it anywhere out in the world, and I will pay for the shipping. So the more paid members we have, the better the prizes are. So again, gives a couple of incentives to join and support my channel. So let's put on the video camera. So here is the second box. This person, I'll give the person credit. They mailed it right away. Again, I don't know why they put it in three separate boxes, but they mailed them all at the same time. And once it's out of his or her hands into the post offices, anything can happen. So they were separated for some reason. You gotta keep them separated. If you know what song that is, who sings it, put it in the comment section, whether you're watching live or you're watching later on. As usual, I will tell you the deals, the price I paid, which always includes shipping and handling, and eBay taxes. They were nice enough, as far as I know, to add 2 extra comics to it. This was like I said, it was about 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. I was sleeping, got woken up because 2 of the cats were fighting. Ended up, can't sleep right away. I can never fall back asleep. And went on eBay, and these were just listed. 2 of the 3, well, all 3 were buy it now best offers. If you saw the one I did a couple of days ago, which is the best of the set of the 3, that one, even with a best offer, it was such a low price that they were offering it, even though it was a low grade, that I didn't want to take the chance on missing out on these books. So I ended up just buying it outright without taking the chance for the um the chance, I mean, I could have got it lower, but somebody else could have bought it and then it wouldn't have mattered. So those I had bought outright. This one and the one that's allegedly coming tomorrow, we'll see. Um I did best offers on those and he accepted them and got some pretty good deals on these. So let's show you what these books are. And this one actually has a receipt. I'll remove their address. So actually his name is on here. But I will show that I don't just make up numbers. So anybody accusing me of, oh, he's lying, he's making stuff up, there's the proof. Okay. Well, this is funny. So the first freebie, I actually still have this book. I bought it the day it came out, and it was before I really was getting serious into collecting comics, and I have it wrapped in cellophane. Still to this day, it's wrapped in cellophane. Action Comics number 600. I don't think there's anything key about this book at all. $2.50, probably worth maybe $5 now, but that's fine. So both of these books that are free, and this seems to be a Bronze Age book, very nice. Not sure if this is technically a newsstand, depends on the year, but I'd have to check it because that'd be cool if this was a Mark Jewelers. But this is Justice League of America number 166 in pretty nice condition. So again, I'll assume both of these are worth about $5. Throw-ins, but it does even reduce the price even further. So here are the 2 books. I'd have to look at the whole thing, obviously, but this front cover looks really nice on this one. So the first one is X-Men number 13. It's got color break increases that almost go all the way down the spine, but not completely. But there are some color break increases. So I would say this is about a 4.0 to a 4.5 looking at the front, but I'd have to, of course, look at the back as well. So that is the second appearance of Juggernaut. Now, before I reveal the other book, I always tell people I want to see if you guys have an idea of the value of these type of books. So let's assume you saw this on eBay and you were going to buy it. What would be the highest you would pay for both of these books, including, well, not even including eBay taxes, because most people don't know what that amount would be. It depends on what you're willing to pay for it. But when I show the second book, I want you to even look at these on eBay so you get used to not just guessing or assuming or saying, oh, I'd pay $50 for that book. Well, you know, pay $50 for a Ferrari, see how fast they laugh at your face. You want realistic numbers, but you want to get used to looking stuff up, because the more you do that, the faster you can see a comic that's for sale that might be just listed, or an auction that's about to end, and you could say that's a great opportunity, or you could say that's way too expensive. I'm not going to waste my time and I'll wait for another one. So this one is the better of the two. I would say this is between, again, just looking at the front, I would have to look at the back and everything, but at least between a 5.0 and a 6.0. Colors on this pop. But this is, again, what I paid for this makes it, even by itself, worth the price I paid. So the second book, and again, I sold all these, so I didn't have any more copies left. We have X-Men 12, which is the first appearance of the Juggernaut. And you could see how red and how all the colors pop. Corners are a little blunted, but not major. I mean, you're talking a book from around 65, 66. Edges look pretty nice. So I would say this is probably a 5.0, could be higher, 5.5 to a 6. So let's say in the middle, 5.5. And again, this one's probably about a 4.0 to a 4.5. So if you saw these online, X-Men 12 and X-Men 13, first and second appearance of the Juggernaut. Obviously, this one is the most important, but still, this one's, not a $5 comic. In the live chat, if you are live, and Dan Lewis is here, Joey Campos is here, and Phil Eiling is here. Joey Campos says, I need to check those books you still have for sale. I have a great experience with the last book I bought from you. Awesome, Joey. Yeah, you have until Sunday. So I did an update video the other day, so you don't have to watch the whole thing for the auction. But if you watch the auction, you'll have more detail of the comic. But you have until Sunday at 11:59 p.m. to contact me for any remaining comics. Two of them from the revised video was sold. Amazing Spider-Man number 7 and Silver Surfer number 1 at a 3.0. Both of those were sold after I did the update video. So whatever's left, minus those two, contact me, peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, and thank you for sharing that you've been very happy with my experience. So if you're watching this live or if you're watching this, later on after it uploads, put in the comment section what would be the most you would have paid for these books, and then we'll add shipping and handling and taxes. So I'll give you a minute because, like I said, I want people to get used to looking up the prices of books because, especially if you want to know that deals are out there, and you could literally turn around and sell books the day you get them and double your money, if not more. You really want to put in the effort to know these things. I know most people don't like to put in effort. Well, as they say in life, you get what you give. So if you're not willing to do the research, if you're not willing to change your mindset, if you're not willing to ask for deals or take chances, you're just going to fail more than you'll ever succeed. So no one's put anything in, so I'll assume they just don't want to put the price, and that's fine. With shipping and handling. So for all 4 books, I'm just going to deduct $10 altogether for these 2 books. I think $5 each is fair to say. Okay. I paid altogether, which included $18.38 in shipping. So this person charged me almost $19 in shipping each time, actually, because they didn't do a discount, but they threw in those extra comics, but they're not exactly worth $18. But again, doesn't matter to me that I got overcharged for the shipping costs because the price I got for these books, the other books, and the ones coming totally makes up for the extra amounts I've paid for the shipping. So Joey says he'd pay $500 for these 2, which is definitely not bad because, like I said, this is probably a 5.5, between 5 and a 6, but I'd say in the middle 5.5. This is about between a 4 and a 4.5. So 500 plus shipping and handling, which would be about 519 because they charged almost $19 for shipping and probably another $25 in eBay taxes. So you'd be paying roughly about $550. So Joey, thank you for contributing. This is what I paid, including shipping and handling, which, like I said, is $18.38, including the sales tax, which was $18.79. So you're talking $37 in taxes and shipping costs. I paid for all 4 of these books, but basically these 2, $287.17, which brings the books, if I made those other 2 $5 each, $138.58 a piece. That book alone at a 4.5 would be around $150 to $200. This, if it came back a 3.0, I could still double my money, if not more, because that's the first appearance of the Juggernaut. That's a key X-Men issue, and this is in mid-grade. Again, I'd have to look at the back of the book and everything, but Dan Lewis said it himself. X-Men 12 by itself in mid-grade is easily a $600 book. This person had it listed for $250, and then you'd have to add the shipping and handling and the eBay taxes. I made an offer for $200 and they accepted it. So they took $50 off because I figured with the other book is the one I wanted. This one I would absolutely love to have, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the chance on this one. If I lose it, big deal. The other one, I didn't want to take the chance on losing. If I lost on this one, I would have been like, all right, that stinks, but I'd be over it. So I took the chance on this one and the other one that's coming. And they accepted the $50 discount. So it offsets the $18 for each shipped comic set. So just to show you that I don't lie, okay, here's the receipt. Okay, so they just wrote X-Men 12. There's the total. $250. Shipping was $18.38. Sales tax from eBay, $18.79. So again, $37 of that is taxes and shipping for a total of $287. So even if I bought it to buy it now at 250, it would have probably come out to like 325. Still a steal. As usual, I don't do this to try and brag. It's not about, oh, look at how special or amazing I am. It has nothing to do with that. What I'm trying to do is show by example that mega key books and grail comics, that could be a personal grail for somebody, you can find for incredible discounts. They are needles in the haystack, and they don't happen all the time, although they seem to happen all the time with me. They're out there if you search for them. But if you don't know if there's a deal for something, you may miss on an opportunity. This book right now, if I said raw right now, I will sell, which I'm not selling because I always want to get my books graded. But if I said right now, I'll sell this book for $499, you don't think I'd get takers? So that would pay for all of the books and I'd still make a profit. And I could sell it the same day I got it. So I don't have to wait 5 years, 10 years, 15 years to make a profit. Again, I'll keep saying this until it gets through to everybody because I want to help you. And as Yoda once said, you have to unlearn what you have learned. The old ways of buying and saying, oh, I'll never get anything, and oh, it's too hard, and they're too expensive, and that negative Nancy garbage is not going to get you anywhere. It's definitely not going to get you motivated to either try and make a deal, take a chance on a deal, or know what a deal is because you don't put in the effort. I'm trying to show you through example that they're out there. The other book that I showed already was X-Men number 4. Yes, it might be between a 1.0 and a 1.8, but I got it for, when I averaged it out, $111. I could easily sell that for 500-600, even if it comes back a 1.0, easily. So if you want to listen to many comic book channels out there that tell you that the comic industry is, prices are going down and the industry is hard to find deals and some of the key books are just getting out of people's price ranges. If you want to listen to those people, okay. Why would you want to listen to people that are there to discourage you? When somebody like me, who seems to be the Satan of the comic book community, wants to show by example that it's done over and over again. So the next unboxing I do for the third is another first appearance. And I got this one, even though it's not as good as these two, I got it for a steal of a steal for the price that they accepted for it. And I won't tell you the price, but let's put it this way. I did a 50% offer on the comic, which they could have said no if they didn't want it, but they accepted it. So I cut the cost in half. And even if I just bought it at the price they had it listed for, it would have still been a steal. But I was like, the X-Men number 4 was my primary concern. The others, I'd love to have them, but if they didn't accept my offers, I could live with it. Or if somebody bought it while I was waiting for an offer, I can live with it. So Deals are out there. If you want to listen to the negative Nancy's out there that I guess they get jealous of somebody like me and others that put in the effort, because this has taken me years of hard work to learn how to do these things. This is not something where I snap my finger and overnight I became this great success. Because if you watch the first few years of my channel, I was wasting hundreds of dollars every week on brand new comics where 99% of them will be in dollar bins if you're lucky, never to sell. But you have to learn through experience and you have to learn through your failures. Don't give up through your failures because failures teach you, hello, McFly, don't do that anymore. And that's one less way you have to travel. So I try and motivate the very few people that will listen to me that you can make deals. Deals are out there and they're not just for dollar comics. They are for key issues at best and personal grails for others. Because if you don't think X-Men #4, the first appearance of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, second appearance of Magneto, and first appearance of Vision and the Scarlet Witch is not still relevant, even though they've been in their own movies, and you don't think that book is valuable even in low grade, you're not paying attention. And you're missing opportunities. Be careful which wagon you hitch your horse to because they may be friendly, it may be an easy carry, but if it throws you off a cliff, it does you no good. So, as usual, if you want to thumb up my video or thumb it down, by all means, go have at it. That doesn't shock me, it doesn't surprise me, and it doesn't upset me. If you don't want to comment, that's fine. I'll get one or two comments and I'll respond to those and be very appreciative of those that make the effort to see what I try and do for everybody. If somebody wants to get mad that they see these deals that they miss out on and they didn't want to put in the effort, I cannot control what other people do. I give my advice freely. I give it to try and help people. So if I win and you win and we all win, that's great. They don't want it to be where I win everything and you get nothing. I could have easily kept all of these secrets and everything to myself, never showed a price, never told you the deals I get, and be like 99% of the comic community where they say, oh, I got this comic and I got it for a great deal. But then they never tell you what that great deal is. So how do you know, one, it is really a great deal and what that great deal is? Because in their mind, they could have saved 50 bucks on a $5,000 comic and think they got a great deal. But most people won't share that information for whatever reason, whether they think it's none of your business or they're afraid that their husband or wife might disown them when they find out how much money they're spending. If you have to hide things from your spouses or people you say you love, there isn't much trust. My wife not only knows what I do, but she's subscribed to my channel. I tell her all the deals because she knows that it's comics that got me to move from from New York to Florida. And it's these comics that I've been able to get my bills paid without having to work some 9 to 5 desk job that I hate. That has somebody tell you what you can and cannot do, when you can and cannot have a day off, and making somebody else a millionaire while you're slowly losing the value of your currency, even if you get a 1% raise every 5 years. I mean, you can do those things, but why would you want to when you can have fun doing things in your life? It doesn't always have to be somebody, hang gliding in the Caribbean to have fun. You know, do something you love. Take the chance. Take the leap of faith. Give yourself a little credit that you can achieve the impossible, even if everybody else says you can't. So you can be like everybody else and get discouraged because misery loves company, or you can be the person like me that says, despite how challenging it could be, despite how difficult it can be, I will be the exception to the rule. And when everybody else says they can't find or make deals, I'll be the one that does. And I'll show that to people in hopes that someday somebody will see a video like this and say, you know what? What do I have to lose by taking the chance and trying something different if your ways are not working for you to the point where you're happy? Well, that's what I want for everybody. So, Joey, thank you for being the one that mentioned what they pay for the book. Also, Dan telling what they view, and I agree that X-Men 12 by itself in mid-grade is easily a $600 book. And remember, the X-Men movies are still to come. So they may reuse Quicksilver. They may reuse Magneto. They may reuse Scarlet Witch and the Juggernaut. We'll see. But even if they don't, they're still desirable books. So If you want to critique the AI art, either positive or negative, by all means, I'll appreciate your honest opinions, even if they are negative, honest opinions. As long as they're honest, that's all I care about. Join my Patreon at patreon.com/we love comics, because like I said, the paid members now have early access to any future auctions that I do 1 week before the sneak peek video comes out. I do payment plans. I do very fair prices because, as you can see with the X-Men book and the X-Men 4 the other day, I can find such deals that I can afford to take less profit and actually sell books for cheaper than anybody else can get on eBay. So I win and you win. I don't nickel and dime my people. I work with them. And there's very few that trust me, but the ones that do repeatedly purchase from me over and over again because they see what I'm willing to do. So that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. I look forward to the few comments I get. I appreciate those that are here. And since we have only a few people in the live chat, they're all going to be today's surprise subscriber shout outs. So, Joey, Dan, Phil, you are today's surprise subscriber shout outs. And you guys know what to do. You've been here long enough. So, leave your links to your social networks or to your eBay stores, or even your own personal website, as long as it's suitable for all audiences, in the comments section. I will have to verify it and approve it. So anybody that sees a link knows that it has been verified and approved and suitable for all ages. If you see a link, go shout them out. Go see what they have for sale. Go visit their social networks. Let's show the community what it's really about. It's not about bragging rights. It's not about who's the best at everything they do. It's not the ones that have the best cameras or say the best things. It's the ones that get the community to see the positive in it. And I'd like to think I do a small part of that for the small amount of people who listen. But you can tell me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Blast me if you have to. But do it kindly and wipe up when you're done. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, it's not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics. Enjoy your weekend. Contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com if you're interested in any of the remaining comics by this Sunday at 11:59 p.m. at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, and make your offers for those books.